Good evening, people. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. This is Spirit Journey. And today is September 12th, 2023, and the time is now 10:16 p.m. Oh, I see that it is Tuesday. Yes, good old Tuesday. Hello Tuesday. And the temperature right now is 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, I'm in my living room and was watching various videos. Wow, this was a very bizarre day for me, emotionally, spiritually. And yeah, I even entitled this live stream, Is the Earth Crying Out or Man-Made? Refer to certain types of disasters. Maybe it's both. I know I'm crying out inside. Things are just mounting. Is it just my imagination? Or it, that things are intensifying? Things are intensifying on this planet. And I think like many times I feel like just escaping these tremendous challenges that are happening. It's like you look ahead and you see things. You see things in your community. You go watch the internet. You see things happen on the internet. It's like, where is it safe? Where is it safe? And just the things that I'm hearing these days. I just say, people, listen very, very carefully when someone tells you something. And sometimes people telling you things and you wonder why they're telling you what they're telling you. It's like people are just saying things. It's like, are you aware of what you're telling me? It's like people just don't care. Or they get so full of themselves and they just say what they say. And that's what I'm feeling right now. It's like overwhelmed. I think it's just signs of the time, of the day. The earth is crying out. Things are man-made. I mean, so many things are happening. Scammers out there. Boy, yes, it's a lot of things going on. And I think I'm just like right now, just trying to process everything that I was just hearing about or experiencing. It's like, what is going on with people? Yeah, I first wanted to talk about, I found out another region in the world is having a severe crisis. Libya, a North African Arabic-speaking country. I just heard about flooding. It happened today. And the amount of people, casualties in this. I want to share with you a video on what happened. So you hear from the horse's mouth. And I'm asking myself, see, things are just happening all these things all over the world, in the US. And it's like, whoa. Um, hearing about what I'm going to show you, my question is this ethnic cleansing? Is this deliberate to have the ability to do something and not do something? And the consequences is um, death. Just like with Maui, in part of the U.S., one of the states in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And here they fear that over 1,000 people might have perished. And it was senseless. Senseless. Happened a little over a month ago. How could this happen? And about aid. And they're only really allowing aid if it's from certain established organizations like the Red Cross. And that you had local groups in Maui who mobilized to help the people directly. And they said, you can't do that. The system said, you can't do that. You're not authorized. Could you believe that? In a place like Hawaii that prides itself for the aloha spirit, this is such evil that is prevalent here. Yes, good evening, viewer. Good evening. So I'm going to show this video on Libya now. Now it's Libya's turn. Oh, and remember Morocco too. Morocco also another North African Arabic speaking country. They had an earthquake. And I'm not sure how many people died there, but it was a lot. So I just asked myself, yes, I mean, the season was changing, like we're moving from summer to fall, and so you have temperature changes on the planet, and with that, the shift of high and low pressure and storms. But beyond that, still, why the intensity? So let me see. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the video about Libya. Okay, just a moment. Just take me a moment. Okay, let me make the screen bigger.
Just staggering. We go live now to CNN's Elena Giokos, who's been following developments for us from Dubai. Now, shockingly, the head of Libya's emergency and ambulance services admitted to CNN that there was no warning for people, no warning to evacuate, to get to higher ground, or to really understand what was coming at them.
And those emergency services also said that there was just lack of preparedness, that weather conditions weren't studied. There wasn't an understanding of the sea levels rising and just what the storm could mean. And of course, many are asking about negligence in this situation. People woke up in the middle of the night when the storm hit, seeing their homes flooded, some say up to 3 meters, and then desperately trying to find a way to get out. And of course, with seeing these images of just water everywhere, cars were swept away, people swept away. so many areas are now isolated, making it very difficult for search and rescue teams to try and figure out who they need to save and what is the next process. I mean, some of the search and rescue teams can't even get access and communications up with teams that are currently on the ground. So we're talking about immense catastrophe here, exacerbating the situation. You have 2 dams that were burst in where we're seeing now the epicenter of the big tragedy in the city of Derna. And that, of course, causing more pressure water coming through, filling up the valley, causing more catastrophe. I mean, what it seems like, you've got roads that are basically and homes that are melting away with this water. Authorities are telling us there's still bodies lying around. So when we say that the death toll now is over 2,000, difficult to ascertain the number at this point in time. Between 5,000 and 6,000 people, Paul, is still missing. You've got the UN on the ground, Turkey, UAE, as well as Qatar, sending assistance. Storm Daniel causing havoc, not only now what we've seen in Libya, but also in Greece and Turkey just a few days ago. And now moving towards northern Egypt, the next 2 days, they're expecting an extra 50 millimeters of rainfall. To understand sort of what kind of rainfall the city of Derna has in the month of September, it barely gets to 10 millimeters. So we're talking about numbers that haven't been seen and felt before. Right now, search and rescue is the most important thing to try and get access to people. Phone line.
I just want to pause it for a moment. The key thing that they never had this type of flooding, and that also what they may mention later on, that in one day, that what they received in one day is equivalent of all the rain that they would receive in a 9-month period. Hear that? 9 months of rain in one day.
Lines are down, internet is down, power lines are down, making it a lot more difficult for the people there.
I mean, look, the pictures that we're seeing are simply shocking. And again, it seems that devastation is widespread. Eleni, what more can anyone do here in terms of trying to coordinate aid to this country? I mean, Libya has been in turmoil politically for quite some time.
Exactly, it has. And, the question is there a centralized system where, both the East and the West can be in communication to figure out the next steps here? You've got to remember that the East is controlled by the Libyan National Army, and then the West is controlled.
I thought they were going to say something else, but they did mention about what they use there in the Muslim world. They use what they call the red crest rather than the red cross. But I guess they're really two the same. And internationally, in a battlefield, that hands will off them. That they could go on a field, whatever, and no one will shoot them. Those vehicles that have the cross, and I guess in this case a crescent. So, yeah. And then go back. Okay. Yes, I am really, watching this. I'm just really finding out about Libya. Yeah, again, today is September 12th, 2023. It's almost 10:30 p.m. What is going on, people? Why is this going on? Libya is the same place that I've been hearing about that was Muammar Gaddafi got murdered there. And they started gathering. Muammar had hired West Africans to be like his protector, or people that worked under him. And anybody that looked like a West African / black, dark-skinned black person, they put them in prisons and allegedly made them into slaves. And I remember seeing videos about that. And it was very disturbing for me to see. and this human trafficking thing, again, the hearts of many people. I mean, I can't help but know about with Libya coming from the USA, what was happening to innocent people after Muammar got assassinated. Anyway, could you imagine just because the way you look, to put you in and to sell you? But again, my condolences for the victims of this massive flood in Libya. But as you saw in the recording that I just shared a moment ago, that there were two dams in Libya that something happened to them. And they mentioned about bridges too, all collapsed. And the people of Libya in this particular town were not warned. That's the key thing, people. These Libyan people, men, women, and children, perished. They said a whole town, and they said at least 2,000 people were pronounced dead, but they are missing 10,000 people. 10,000 people are not accounted for. This is very frightening. Why aren't these countries alarming? I mean, to warn its people? Why? Ask yourself this question. Could it be smart cities? Could it be that they're exploiting on the planet weather, or maybe enhancing the weather to swing a certain way because they want to do ethnic cleansing? They want to purge the land and let nature do it for you. Could this be what is happening? Could this be? How could savvy people Libya is one of the they live one of the longest in Africa and on the planet. They live they're pretty healthy people. So, people are into their health and all that. That's a wisdom behind that. So how could such a faux pas happen like this? They're supposed to be godly, supposed to be by family. So what happened? Why did this happen? Why were they not warned? They don't speak the same language, right? They have their religion, they care for each other, right? So what would make this happen? What's going on? So I asked myself, is this just the earth crying out and innocent victims? Or is this man-made? Is this a man-made disaster? I think it's man-made, in my opinion. It's really bothering me, the condition of people. Just like in Maui. Now again, I lived in Maui. I've been telling people. I did videos about it. And basically, people get, it's a friendly place. In general, people are very social. People, you know, communicate with each other. They're very, into uh, interpersonal relationships. So, how could such a disaster like in Maui occur as well? How does this happen? There were people that said, they went out that day, they came back, they took a nap. 4:30, alarm goes off in the building that she lived in, and she said she just couldn't believe what was happening. That this is really an emergency. It took her 2 hours to convince herself to leave. She survived. So many people didn't survive. And the thing is, it didn't have to happen. And that's what's really confusing me, because I lived there. And to do that to those people, men, women, and children. And many of us heard the, what do you call it? When they gave an official statement, the officials to the media, and they asked the guy, the guy who's supposed to be in charge of everything there, if he had any remorse about him not uh, turning on the alarm. He said no, and that it wouldn't have made a difference anyway because it would have gone in the water. Well, at least, and not the one to go into towards the water. Well, that probably would have been, I don't know. I just wonder, what planet are these people from? What planet? On camera, the guy was saying this. They could at least give it a shot and turn on the damn alarm. Let the people make their choice where to go. They could at least go on the radio or something. That's like the power, those power outage. Also, I saw videos in some parts they did have power on, and they purposely didn't cut around the peripheral of the land in Maui, and they had all this foliage on the power lines, and they were supposed to maintain it. Yeah, lawsuits are now starting to be established now in Maui. Someone is filing suit. This lady that passed away, and the suit is that the electric company, did not maintain its property, and the brush with the wind that left the power lines, they didn't turn it off. At least not all of it. They didn't turn it off. It caught the dry grass, and it just boom. And a lot of explosions from those, I forget what you call the power source. Yeah, because a lot of people said in Maui that they heard explosions. And it just seems like evil. Evil to do this to your own people. They're pretty friendly. In general, they're very friendly in Maui, where I lived. But there was a lot of corruption. And I talked about that in my recent videos about Maui. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. Got a lot of good things, but a lot of bad things. And interesting today, I was looking at some old photos. Had some pictures that were taken in 2000. Me and 3 other people by the famous banyan tree. And we did an outing that day. These were people that I new people that I met at the time, just for like maybe 2 months or something. And had a vehicle back then, and it was a fun day. And it was nice to look at that banyan tree. Um, I feel good pain about it, and a lot of anger. Um, what is going on with the hearts of people? You know what else? It's kind of off the topic, but it's showing. I'm displaying. I'm talking about right now about. Yeah, I think the earth is crying, and that things are man-made, meaning things that are deliberate. You what I also watched today. It's an international organization. It's more like the organized crime. That's a nice word for it. Organized crime. And this one particular group is called the Black Ants, and it's an international network of foolery, and have many types of scams. And one of them in particular is to scam women in these so-called relationships over the internet. And I watched a story about it. In Nigeria. Oh yeah, this organization, the Black Ants, their headquarters is in Nigeria, and I know it's going to be Nigeria. And it sounds bad for me to say it like that. I knew it's. I said, I bet it's Nigeria. They just mentioned the name of the organization, and then it was showing the arrest of some of the people. I saw all of them look like dark-skinned black people, and I said to myself, Nigeria. And the program continued on, and then it said the networks in Nigeria. I said, oh, what? How I know that? Yeah, there is things, networks, and I asked myself. I mean, as extensive as it is, they're in the billion. They get billed with beers and board, billions of dollars every year. And just the lovers scam is just one of them, the many. And I ask myself, what are they doing with this money? You gotta ask yourself. There's a network or something. And I'm thinking that they're raising money for an army of destruction. It's not just greed. It's you get that kind of you want something. You have a means to an end, and they will also wear military garb too. That they found, and that's what I think. They raise the money for something. To take over, maybe. It seems like there's so many things happening simultaneously. Here in New York City, and I've shared it with you. Oh, what's his name? Curtis Sliwa, founder of the Guardian Angels group. They patrol the streets for your safety. And this founder lost the mayoral election that we had earlier this year. I think it was this year. Either way, he lost it, and we have who we have in office now. But now it seems like he's getting into advocacy using the migrant workers. I mean, the migrant people that I hear news, about 100,000 of them. And he protested in Staten Island. It goes to Queens. And I took offense when he said, oh, you should send them all to Manhattan. Where we already got a whole bunch of them in Manhattan. I took offense to that. What's going on? All these things I think are related. Everything you see here. There's a global, in my opinion, destabilization going on the planet. They're working fast, people. The system, the matrix, is working fast, in my opinion. So in foreign places like Libya and Morocco, okay, that's North Africa. So I wonder what's going to happen on West Africa. Oh, I tell you what's happening in West Africa. How could I forget? Coups. A coup. I heard something to the number about 8 coups in West Africa, or in Africa in general. 8 of them. How is that? Why now? See, some things are using so-called natural disasters, nature. And then some countries, some regions, I guess they just use physical force to push an agenda. What else? Oh, there was a flood in China. What's that? What's that? Hong Kong. So start noticing different locations on the planet, these things that are going on. Oh, well, there was an earthquake in Mexico. That's right. I forgot about that. I know there was one last year, but things are intensifying. But really, start noticing people. Start noticing about the intensity and the quantity of these so-called natural disasters, and you're going to be hearing, oh, the people weren't warned. Why is that? Why aren't they being warned? Are they setting up for this new world system? By any means necessary. By any means necessary. Ask yourself. I think this is all man-made. And yes, the earth is crying out. It's sad. Yeah, both of them are true. The earth is crying out and asking us, because I hear people say that the earth is actually alive. I've heard of people who had near-death experiences. And this one woman today was saying that the earth is alive. And then after her near-death experience, she's able to go, I guess, see the other realm. And she sees that it's alive, so she talks to nature and everything, all these things, because she sees that it's alive. I could just imagine they're probably crying out. Crying. I wish this will all stop. I think they're reading the script, the Bible script. The Bible talks about things like this. rumors of war, uh, more earthquakes, etc. Hell yeah. It's a playbook. It is a blueprint description. And their time is running. They want to put the pedal to the metal. They want to speed this fast. It's horrible. And how they get away with this type of stuff, like in Maui, how they get it away. It seems like the bigger the crime, I made a mistake. Okay, I'll resign. Honey, you should be in prison. You should go to prison. Why aren't they being arrested? Why are they not being arrested? Wow. And it's not even winter yet. I mean, it's not even fall yet. And I heard about the mandates they want to do. So they mentioned something about the jab that they're getting okay for this the jab season. People, your body has wisdom in it. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I'm just an individual. Your body is for you to control and not anybody else's. And be careful about these things that people want to put things in your body. And many of them are lying to you. They're going to try to scare you. Yeah, I got scared. Oh, yes, I did get scared. But they want to scare you. And when you get scared, you don't think as well. But they want to scare you and have you do things, allow them to do things to your body. I say, in my opinion, again, I'm not a doctor, and go to your own doctor to ask questions, whatever, and get any treatment that you might need. But I feel that the body has its own wisdom and wants you to work with it, not against it. To a lot of things, they want you to get something, so it's going to blow out your own system. And then you have to forever depend on some outside thing for your body's integrity. That is not medicine in my book. I don't want that type of medicine. If you're basically healthy, just maintain, in my opinion, just my opinion. If your body's healthy, just maintain its health. Drinking plenty of water, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice, just share my thoughts. And take your minerals. Your body has minerals and, require minerals, trace minerals to operate, such as magnesium. A lot of biological, biochemical reactions require magnesium and many other trace minerals. It's not the foods are becoming more and more scarce of the natural minerals because they're stripping the earth. They are terraforming planet Earth and make it sterile. They are making it sterile. Why are people so sick? Because they're sterilizing the planet Earth, making it bare and getting rid of the natural inhabitants, the natural beings on this planet. There are things out here that are not natural. but they rely on you to do all the dirty work for them. And in the end, they get rid of you, in my opinion, making you more and more dependent on them using technology. Technology, they want you dependent on it, but it really isn't your friend. It initially feels exciting, like you get a car. Could you imagine back in the day, you had to walk hundreds of miles and then they invent something called the automobile, and you thought it was a blessing from God, right? But look what happened. Look how many people died because of car accidents. It destroys the air. It costs a lot to maintain, etc., etc. These technologies is to get you entrapped, and it pulls you away from the planet, from the blessings of the earth. These look at the crops. You have people that they have what we call mono gardens, and they just grow one crop. And they know, the farmers know, you do that, you're going to strip the land of those nutrients. It needs to rest. I'm not a farmer either, but the land becomes sterile. And you have to alternate and put different things. And they're not doing that. And now they want to take away, people want to, like beef, the cows and stuff. And blaming a cow's, rear end, the cause of the air, CO2 emissions. Really foolish. Did you know that plants breathe in CO2? And they breathe out oxygen for us and the mammals. See, there's a relationship between the nature and the animals and the human animal. It's a balance, but long ago it got invaded, and they've enticed us with technology. Technology is not really our friend. It's to entice you, make you dependent on it, and then boom, they got you. They got us. And now they're hurrying the system, and they hate you. Look at these people in Maui. Look at the leaders of the things that they say. This hatred is staggering. Or the people in office here on the U.S. mainland, do they really love you? The things that they allowing to happen to you. Yeah, the earth is crying out. Nature is crying out and saying, wow, what's happening? And yes, many of these things is all by design. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. People who are using people who are tricking other people into these false relationships to milk them out of a lot of money. But they're doing this for a reason. Because with that group that I told you about, the Black Acts, it's a massive billion-dollar industry that they're doing. For what reason? I think it take over. Awful. So thank you again, people, for listening. I didn't want to stay on too long. Yeah, this world needs some deliverance. If they want you to try to reach out, a savior, we gotta save ourselves, people. We gotta save ourselves. We gotta keep our ears open and be really discerning, even if it's members from your own household. Even the Bible talks about that. Your enemy be the members from your own household. Yeah, it's like a virus, all right, attaching itself, getting people to hate one another, to destroy one another. But I always say, it's always good to have a good heart. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. But use discernment. Use discernment. Okay? Yes, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you like this content, like to hear straight talk from the heart, you may wish to support my channel. Spirit Journey is the name. You could, I have a PayPal name. And if you like, you could go to my channel, and on the banner of my channel on the right-hand side, you will see my PayPal link. Just click on the link, follow the prompt, and an amount will be greatly appreciated. And I thank you in advance. I thank you. I thank you for your gift. And those of you who cannot afford any financial gift to me, you could just say hello in the chat room or in the comment section, and that'll be fine too. So again, peace, love, joy, harmony, and wellness to you. Until next time, enjoy your day. Bye-bye.